Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alicia.
And I'm Nathan.
Welcome to episode 122 of Adventures and Mousecapades.
Today we're talking about how we're still living out of boxes because, well, we keep taking vacations and installing closets is exhausting.
It is. Yours is almost done.
Almost. It still has stuff to be put away, and then we need to build yours.
But yours is built for the most part.
True. For the most part.
I just have a big empty room with no shelves and nothing.
It is hardly empty. It has all of our closet pieces in it.
It's true. It has all the, has all the pieces.
Yeah. Yep. Unfortunately, we need to get everything out of the boxes and into my closet to give us room to put your closet pieces and stage them to...
We just need to do one wall at a time. We'll be good.
We'll figure it out.
Anywho, we are talking about the next leg of our side to side today when we got on to the Disney Wish.
Indeed. We left you and we were driving north from Fort Lauderdale, and it is a 3-hour trip between Fort Lauderdale and Port Canaveral by car, and we got to Port Canaveral just 3 hours after we left the beautiful Disney Dream. And yeah, we were ready to be whisked right on board. And I will say this was quite the departure, pun intended, from the last time we were driving out of Port Canaveral, where it took 4 hours to get out of the parking deck and everything.
Yeah, but we were going into the parking deck.
True, but still, traffic was non-existent, relatively speaking.
Sterling still thought we were going to the airport.
Yes, he did. Well, technically, in his defense, he did look at Waze, and the exit we were taking off of 95 goes to both Port Canaveral and the Orlando airport.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So he saw the airport signal and was like, okay, I guess that's what we're doing.
It.
Yeah,
and
he was
fell
wrong.
asleep.
He did.
He fell asleep in the car, woke up right when we got to the port, woke up enough to see, the Wish is literally right there when you look outside. This is not something you can just overlook. It is right there.
One would have thought he wouldn't have overlooked the Disney Dream when it was right there, but...
True. Yeah, so he looked over, he's like, wait, still half asleep. He's like, wait, no. Wait, dawning realization.
Yeah. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
We were in concierge on this cruise, so it was super easy in. Right at 11 o'clock, we were whisked through the check-in and escorted over to the, pre-concierge waiting room, I guess is what you'd call that little area.
Yeah, we never got to the second lounge.
Which is okay, because as we were being escorted over there, they were announcing the family of the day.
Yep.
And then we had a 5-minute wait, and we were on the ship.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome. The timing could not have been better.
Yeah. We went over to 1923 for our embarkation lunch for concierge.
Indeed. I will say, this trip really has sold me on the Wish. Just walking on into that grand lobby there, it is a stunningly gorgeous boat.
It is.
I really, really appreciate all of the touches that they have put into the Wish, a lot more than I did the first time around.
It's a fairy tale castle on the water.
It is. It truly is. Mm-hmm. And speaking of a fairy tale, we had a fairy tale of a room. We were in 11502, which is one of the forward-facing concierge ocean view rooms. So we did not have a veranda, but what we did have is gigantic wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling windows that overlooked the bow of the ship. right below the bridge. And oh my gosh.
It's such a gorgeous room.
Excuse me, it was above the bridge, but still a gorgeous room. They had a beautiful little sitting area, these comfortable little swivel chairs there. I wish this was a longer cruise than a 3-night because
And it was a very huge room. It was the stateroom itself was wider than a lot of the ones that we've been on before, so you could easily get past the foot of the bed, no problems.
Yep.
Yeah.
This boat in this room on like a 7-night or like a transatlantic where like you're actually going places at sea, it would be difficult to get me out of this room.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. It was comfortable. The nice thing about the concierge rooms on the Wish is you have a king size bed, which is nice too. Indeed. So we had our lunch and then we kind of split up. I went to unpack because with concierge, our rooms are available early. Our stuff was starting to show up. And so I just kind of needed to have a little bit of downtime and was unpacking. You and Sterling went off to explore the ship. Yep, he wanted to see the ship. This was his first time on the Wish. He was supremely excited that we were on this ship because he got to miss out, or he had to miss out, I would say, on the last one because we had family members get sick and we missed our Wish cruise. So he was so excited to be on the ship.
Yeah, so Sterling missed that first cruise that we had on the Wish. It was actually rebooked for a time when the kids couldn't go, so it turned into just me and Alicia. This was amazing. I'm so glad to have been back on board. And we had a little surprise.
We did.
You guys were off exploring and I had a knock on the door of the stateroom. And I go over and open the door. And what to my wondering eyes should appear but Rachel
from
and
HR.
Meredith. Yep, Rachel from HR. That's a story that we'll get to here in a little bit.
And Mare.
Our amazing friends Rachel and Mare, who were just on the podcast a couple weeks ago, they were on board. They surprised us. They actually booked the last available room on the ship just the Tuesday before and decided to have a weekend with us. This was a Friday through Sunday night sailing, and it was so great to see them and get to hang out for the weekend. We had such a blast.
That is the most amazing surprise. I mean, we get to surprise our kids all the time, and to have a surprise ourselves was just, it was so fun. I loved it so much.
Yep. I have to complain here. The safety drill. We had to go stand outside. In other concierge rooms on the Wish, you at least go get to sit down in the theater. We're down on 11. We got put outside.
It was in the shade, though. But
it was in the shade, but
having
also
to stand up.
Disney.
I mean,
Disney. Everybody else has figured this out. Disney. Hello. Is anybody listening? Please.
Knock, knock, knock. Is this thing on?
Yeah, exactly. Please just go back to doing a virtual muster drill. Yes, we all have to go find our stations. Yes, you have to have one person there. Just come on, guys. Everybody else has figured this out in the cruise industry. Let's. All right, moving on.
The party started early.
The party started really early. See, after the safety drill, we decided to gather back together down at the bayou. On the way, though, since our muster station was there at the Senses Spa, I decided to get a rainforest pass for the girls because Alicia already had gotten a rainforest pass for both of us and pre-ordered that. And I said to myself, well, that's going to be awfully weird if we're sitting in the rainforest room and Rachel and Mare can't go in.
Yep.
So I got them a rainforest pass all set up. And then, we all met down at the bayou and got the party started, had a couple rounds of shots and some other enjoyable drinks, and decided to get the weekend stepping off on the right foot.
Exactly. Sterling and I went to the show that evening. It is called Seize the Adventure, SEAS, The Adventure. This is a cute little show. One of the plus sides, I guess one of the perks of being on concierge is you are able to get into the theater a little bit earlier than anybody else, and you can choose your seats. You also get water and popcorn. So Sterling and I did that. We went down to the right deck, and it's basically where you go for accessible seating.
Got it. On deck 2, on the
Deck
port
2
side of the
forward,
ship.
port side.
Yep.
Yeah. Got a nice seat over there, and it was a cute little show. It's Goofy lamenting the fact that he didn't follow the path he wanted to, so he could become a captain or so he could steer the boat.
Oh.
And he was talking to Minnie about it, and she's like, "Oh, well, can you do me a favor? I have to go somewhere real quick. Can you steer the boat for me?" And she just she goes away, and a whole bunch of other characters come in, and there's, it's like a musical review. There's a whole bunch of different songs and all sorts of stuff. And guess what? There was technical difficulties in this one again.
Oh no.
So Tiana was supposed to come up from below stage, and the stage wouldn't come up.
Oh.
Yeah. There's about a 7-minute break or so, and then everything was working again, and they just had Tiana walk on the stage. It was a cute little show. I enjoyed it. It was very short. It was like a half hour.
Oh, cool. One of the other perks of being a concierge is you have access between 5 and 10 to the concierge bar. Mm-hmm. And that is, let's just say it's not free, but it's prepaid. with your cruise. And another one of our old bartender friends happened to be there. Andy from Indonesia was at the bar in the concierge lounge, and let's just say that was the cherry on top of this weekend.
Yes,
of having a chance to see Andy and Yvonne in the same week.
Yep,
those guys ran the Cadillac Lounge on the Wonder together. Yvonne, if you'll remember from last week's episode, is now the bar manager, at least right now, on the Dream. Although he gets popped around to different ships, but it's so great to have caught up with both of them at the same time. And that was really special. And boy, does he make an amazing old fashioned.
Dude, he just makes amazing drinks. Point
very true.
He's
very true.
And from what we heard, he is known across the fleet for the best old fashioned.
Yes, and I second, third, fourth, and fifth that.
That night we had dinner at Arundel. We had a great table.
And we were able to leverage our concierge connections to get Rachel and Mare added to our dinner table.
Yes.
And so we all had the same seating and got to hang out together. So that was much appreciated, and a definite perk of being a concierge, of having a higher likelihood of them being able to take care of you in that way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that show there. I really do. The music is so good. The caliber of the musicians is just phenomenal.
At Arundel,
yeah, at Arundel, it's I mean, you can't go wrong with Oaken.
No.
And Christoph singing Lost in the Woods. Yeah,
that's right. Day 2 on Saturday was Nassau Day. We woke up around 8:30. I got to watch the ship pull into the berth at 9 from the comfort of our room. Mm-hmm. It was so amazing. I loved being able to just watch the ship pull straight in. You have, the bridge eye view, and not on your TV, but actually watching. It was just such a unique experience from anything that we've had on another ship. I absolutely loved it.
We had breakfast at 1923 again. We went on the Roy side because we wanted to try the other side of the restaurant that we hadn't been on before.
Indeed. Lots of animation and other decor items from the early times of the studios. It was amazing. So it's the same kind of setup as it is over on the Walt Disney side. It's just different maquettes and different movies being depicted there. And I will note the scrambled eggs and the Mickey waffles on the Wish are nowhere near as good as they are in the Dream. Now, Disney Cruise Line does not know how to make scrambled eggs. I don't know what their problem is. They're just bad, and these were really bad. Unfortunately, the Mickey waffles. Now, these weren't the churro Mickey waffles, but the regular Mickey waffles were nearly as bland as the eggs. It was not good. We spent the day in the rainforest room, or at least the morning.
Yeah.
Met some amazing people in there. I really love this rainforest room. It has a few other spaces, a little bit more room on the inside, and then it's basically the whole front of the ship is an outside space for the rainforest room. It has all these loungers and some hot tubs, and it's just a beautiful space.
Yeah, there's just a lot of seating there.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of shade, too, if you don't want to be directly in the sun. Very relaxing area.
Yeah. I didn't find it as quiet, though. Like, it really kind of turned into more of, not raucous, but like an adult space, kind of like the Cove Bar or Cove Pool can get, with people talking and things like that. It wasn't kind of what you'd imagine with the rainforest room or what it was inside, where people are quiet and not wanting to talk out loud and disturb others. Like it had a more congenial atmosphere out there.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely quieter than the adult area, though.
Oh, sure.
And you don't have random kids walking through it because nobody under 18 is allowed in there at all.
Right.
There's also no alcohol. So
Yes. We had lunch up on the pool deck, and we grabbed some stuff from various and sundry restaurants there. Got some barbecue, got some, I think you had a taco bowl. We got all sorts of stuff. And then
from the Festival of Foods, yep.
That's it. That's the name that was escaping my brain. And then we took it up onto the concierge sun deck up on 13 and enjoyed the space up there and some of the little waiting pools there. And they even have a Dole Whip machine and a raspberry smoothie machine that are free for you to avail yourself of if you're in concierge. Alicia, what did you think of those?
I mixed them together and they were delicious. I've had them separately before, but they yum. It was just good. And we should note that the full service bar there, you do have to pay for that there. I don't think that one's open during happy hour, as it were, whatever it is called.
I think you may be correct in that.
But it's there if people want to get a drink and they do have to pay for it.
Yep. We tried to go to the Aqua Mouse that afternoon, a little after 2, and it was like a 45 or 50 minute line. And we said, nope, we will try that another time. So, as you do, we detoured to the sweet shop and got gelato.
Yep. The Inside Out Sweet Shop. Delicious gelato.
Yes.
So good.
It was interesting. We noticed that they were escorting all of the kids out of the pools as we were walking over there. And it's something that I don't remember from previous cruises, although Sterling did say that they were doing it on the Dream. Every hour or so, they encourage or /force a 10-minute potty break for the kids. So they're trying to avoid 2319s in the pools. Unfortunately, there were some incidents, and 2 of those larger pools that are there on the Wish were closed and being cleaned. So, come on, people, go to the bathroom. It's okay.
I do like that on the Wish there are so many pool options.
Yes.
They're smaller, but it really helps just even out where people are on the decks.
I think there's more pool real estate on the Wish.
Yeah.
But they're smaller individual pools. Plus, when there are 2319 incidents, they don't have to close like half the pools because there's only 2. They can only close just a small fraction of their pool space. So that's excellent.
And it's nice because there's different kinds of pools too. There's 2 that are a little bit deeper. I think they're like 4 foot.
Yeah, 4.5.
4.5. There's two that are kind of, think like splash pads. So it's, I don't know, like maybe 3 inches deep, but it has like a little waterfall on the back side of it too. That's nice warm water. Like we were all sitting in there watching Lilo and Stitch. It was quite nice. And then there's one that's probably like knee deep or so that you could sit on the sides in. And I think there's another larger one somewhere too. But
Yeah.
I really like the different options that the Wish has for pools.
We had another round of laundry done, and I will say the difference between laundry on the Dream in a regular room and the laundry on the Wish when we were in a concierge room is on the Dream, laundry was done, everything was folded back up and put back in the laundry bag and delivered to the room. On the Wish, everything was cleaned, and then every single shirt, pairs of shorts, everything else that could be potentially put on a hanger was put on a hanger and put in a garment bag and delivered to the room on hangers. So that was kind of cool.
It was very nice. Yeah.
It was excellent.
We had a visit in the concierge lounge that afternoon by Pluto, which was pretty fun.
It's awesome to see him. I will say the character attendant that was with Pluto she had more energy than a nuclear power station.
Oh my gosh.
She was off the rails.
She was driving interaction and really ramping Pluto up and ramping the kids up too. It was cute to see.
Yes, it was.
Yes, she was very energetic.
As an introvert, it's extroverts like that scare me. That evening we went to the show, which was Little Mermaid. I liked this.
Yeah.
It was a great show.
Nice interpretation.
Yeah, absolutely. The cruise director, Christian, was commenting before the show that the movie Wish was going to be shown, I think, in one of the other theaters. And he had this great line. He goes, maybe you can say you've watched Wish on the Disney Wish. Because, based on box office results, I don't think many of you have seen that movie yet. Oops.
Should also note that a little later on in the cruise, he did a very good Sean Connery impression on one of the announcements.
On the PA system. It was hilarious. I got to check out a little bit of the tech desk there in the middle of the theater and nerd out with Martin Pablo, who is the tech director there, about the soundboard and all the automation they're using. And yeah, I'm a nerd, so that was awesome. And then Sterling got a little interaction with Christian after the show and was asking Christian about how to get into Disney entertainment and what kind of dance that they're looking for and things like that. And it was really kind of special for Christian to take that time. And I learned that Christian was not only a dancer when he started out with DCL, but he had a specialty. He's an acrobat. So not only can he do a killer Sean Connery,
he can fly through the air with the greatest of ease. Oh no, that's a trapeze artist. Never mind.
Yeah, whatever.
Christian's been with DCL, I think DCL for over 20 years.
I think you're right.
You're right. If I remember from what he was saying earlier.
We did a little merch shopping. I still don't like the merch shop on the Wish.
I don't either.
It's too small, especially for the amount of people that are on there and trying to get it.
It's an odd layout.
It's an odd layout. It's very long. Guys, please take one of those other high-end shops and make it another regular merch shop just to spread the crowds out.
They won't do it. They have to have those high-end shops.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
We had some munchies in the concierge lounge, and then we had dinner at 1923. And we've been on a lot of cruises, and we've had some good serving teams. We've had some not so good serving teams, and we've had some absolutely excellent, great serving teams.
Yeah.
And this was an absolutely excellent, great serving team.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's been a while since we've had a stellar all-star serving team, and this was one.
Yeah.
Marvette was our server, and Jenna from Scotland was our assistant server. And man, This is what I remember Disney service being all about.
Yep.
Like night 2, they remembered what Sterling loves to drink and like had it there at the table. It's been a while since we've had that. And they were just, all of their interactions were amazing. Their timing was impeccable for everything. No complaints.
No complaints. We had a little conversation with Jenna, and it was interesting because she was saying, you guys can understand me. I don't get that very often. She's like, most people can't understand my accent. I'm like, what are you talking about?
What do you...
I think watching Doctor Who and BBC has helped us in that regard.
I was going to say, it's all the Doctor Who.
Yes. Let's see. You went over to Hyperspace to grab some stuff, right?
I did. I needed to get a Tatooine, which is their version of a smoked old fashioned. And man, I walked in and I was like, oh, I know the bartender. And he looked at me. He's like, oh, you're back. It was
It's Kirk.
Kirk. Yep. Kirk is the head bartender there in Hyperspace Lounge, and I have named him Captain Kirk. And I said that, and he's like, "Oh man, it's you again."
He's like, "Go away." No,
no, it was awesome. He remembered that, and we had a good time. We went to Luna for a little bit as a group, and then Rachel showed us a secret place to watch fireworks.
we're not going to tell any of you what it is because we're going to keep it secret. It was good. It was a great place.
It was the best place.
Yep.
I will never not watch fireworks from that place again. There's no way you're going to pay me
When we're on that ship,
to
we'll have
go
to
on
see
that
if it'll
ship.
work on other ships too.
I bet you it will.
Yeah,
I bet you it will.
we're okay missing the pirate festivities.
Right. But I love seeing the fireworks.
Yeah, your mileage may vary.
Right. And at least on the Wish, this spot, there's nobody there. It's a beautiful view of the fireworks.
Yeah.
And it was empty, and they piped in the music. So you still got the soundtrack. So it was fantastic.
We then went to the bayou for a nightcap and drinks and beignets. We had to get beignets because we missed getting beignets the last time. So that was we had to get it this time.
Mission accomplished.
They have regular beignets, and then they have like a fancy plate of beignets. We got
That's
both.
right.
The fancy plate comes with some chocolates and some other stuff and a drink, an alcoholic drink that was kind of like a butterscotch Bailey's type thing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it was.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
It was pretty good.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was a very different taste, but the beignets were good.
I mean, you can't go wrong with beignets.
No, this is very good. Day 3 was Castaway Day.
It was.
And we changed it up from what Mara and Rachel usually do. How would you say this?
Rachel is one of those people who rope drops Castaway and spends every single waking moment of that day on the island. Mm-hmm. And we broke her. Yep. And we got up late. We did not get off the ship until like 1 o'clock or 1:15. And I honestly think we changed her mind on how to do Castaway because it was calm. The ship was dead. It gave us a chance to go have a great sit down breakfast.
Yeah.
We went and did the Aqua Mouse, and there was no line.
Yeah, it was a walk-on.
You and Sterling,
perfect.
it was a walk-on, and not only that, but you and Sterling went like twice in a row. You didn't even have to get out of the raft.
That was great.
That was awesome. We had some pool time, watched some Lilo and Stitch from the pools, and then we headed over onto Castaway about 1:15. Did a little merch shopping on our way over to the Heads Up Bar because at 2 p.m. we had a rum tasting.
Yes.
And holy cow.
This is good.
This is what a classic tasting event used to be like. Or more of them used to be like, where you're pouring your own drinks and they're teaching you how to make things and how to muddle.
Yep.
And man, we had like 4 different mojitos that we made.
Yes.
And a couple other things. And
we were
amazing.
able to get Rachel and Meredith in on this tasting with us too.
Yes. So we forgot to mention, Rachel became kind of infamous on this trip. And she is now known as Rachel from HR.
Yes.
And we won't go into the whole story because it would just be weird to try to make that make any sense because you just weren't there. But let's just say she mentioned when we got to the rum tasting at the bar, she said something like, well, it's okay. Rachel from HR says it's fine. And like the whole bar kind of like turned around and was like, what? You're Rachel from HR? Like
it became a thing.
It was a thing. It was such
epic.
A thing.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
So we had, I think it was 4 different types of mojitos. And in between each one of those, we had a shot of just rum straight and the good rum though, like different flavors of very, very good rum.
Let's just say it was a fantastic afternoon.
It was absolutely delicious. There was, at some point, I'm like, I'm cutting myself off because I would like to be able to walk back on my own to the boat. And it's getting a little iffy at this point. So,
well, we all made it. We closed that bar, and then we closed the other closest bar to the ship, and we were the last 4 people on Castaway.
Yep. Last 4 passengers from the ship on Castaway.
Yes. Alicia has a picture of us walking back to the ship, and the security guys are in their golf cart.
They're following us very slowly, making sure we made it back to the ship.
And we did.
We did.
Yeah. We skipped the show that night because I don't even remember what it was. Was that where they were showing Wish?
No, this was Aladdin.
Oh, this was Aladdin. Oh, we skipped the show.
We skipped Aladdin.
Yeah.
I did not want to go by myself. Nathan didn't want to go. And Sterling was like, I don't really want to see it. I'm like, fine. I'm not going to go by myself. So we just hung out in the room and watched, I don't know, there was a movie.
We watched the thing.
Yeah. We had the Marvel dinner that night.
Yeah. Sterling loved this.
Yes.
I am ambivalent.
Yeah.
Rachel and Mare had Paulo this evening.
Yep.
Wish we could have joined them, but Sterling needed to go to the show.
We need to have this for Sterling.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is the right call.
Yeah. The food's not great, in my opinion, here. It was okay. The chicken schnitzel was good. I did enjoy the chicken.
Yeah.
You had the hot dog soup.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's like some sort of Wakandan soup that has...
it supposedly has knotwurst in it.
That's what it is. Knotwurst.
Or knotwurst. And
hot dog.
It's hot dogs. It's sliced hot dogs. And they're not even cooked.
That's right. You ordered it, and I looked at it and was like, oh, yeah, that one. And I didn't say
remember.
Anything. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Next time, help me out.
Okay. We were in a great spot for the secret guest.
We were in a great spot for the secret guest. And we got to see him.
Yeah.
We forgot, by the way.
What?
One of the things that we had on Castaway Day for breakfast, we had mentioned to our service team that we wanted to have Mickey waffles, churro Mickey waffles. And evidently on the Wish, you need to pre-order them for a sit-down meal. They don't show up in Marceline Market like they do in cabanas on the other ships. So we had sit-down breakfast in 1923, and our table got a delivery of 10 churro Mickey waffles. And ladies and gentlemen, I love churro Mickey waffles when they're at cabanas. They're great. They're amazing. These, however, put every other churro Mickey waffle, regular Mickey waffle, whatever, put them all to shame. They were crispy. They were delicious.
Soft on the inside.
They were perfect.
I couldn't even finish a full one. It was a bit too sweet for me.
I forced myself through it. I had to.
We stopped off in the evening for a nightcap at Nightingale's, which was very yummy. I had the specialty bird drink and got to drink out of a bird's tail. It was very good, though. It was a delicious drink.
Yeah, catching up with some more folks that we met on the cruise and hopefully making some connections that will pay off here on the podcast here in the not too distant future. Yeah. Of course, we had to go find Andy as well and say goodbye to him and wish him the best as he's getting ready to head home here in a couple weeks and see his family and his daughter and his beautiful baby boy. We got to see some pictures of their baby on the cruise, and yeah, what a cutie. So can't wait to see Yvonne and Andy and everybody else again, hopefully someday soon.
Yeah.
Debarkation morning, we packed up. I just didn't have it in me to pack up on Castaway Day and try to get our stuff out by 10 or 10:15 or something, whatever that time was. So we just packed up in the morning and hit the elevator at 7:55, and ladies and gentlemen, Port Canaveral has joined the 21st century. They too finally have facial recognition through customs. And so again, if you have your passport, there is no line. You are straight out the door. It took us 20 minutes from elevator to being in the car.
They did not have this in December.
No, they did not. And we waited in a 45-minute customs line to get out the door in December.
Yep.
And I had to stop so the machine could take my picture. That was it.
That was it. Yeah. This is very nice. I'm very happy that they have these in Port Canaveral now too.
Yes. Now, I will say, we've now done on this trip, we've done express walk-off twice. And while you do end up having to take your bags through the ship, we got right off and everything was super simple. Mm-hmm. Would you pack up and pack out again if we didn't have like 18 bags per person or something crazy?
I think it depends on what time our flight is.
No, that's fair.
So for Orlando to Seattle, on the lines that we go on, it's only early in the morning or early evening, right?
Right. They're only like you're either getting an 8 o'clock flight in the morning, which you can't make for getting off of a cruise ship, or 6 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
I mean, you could fly somewhere in the mid-afternoon, but you're making a connection, and we'd much rather just fly direct.
Yeah. Because of that, I'd rather stay on the ship as long as possible, honestly.
That's fair.
We were going to spend some time with Bill, though, and so we had somewhere to sit for a while.
Absolutely. And so we did get off the ship. We wanted to maximize our time with Bill back on land at his house. And he's gone through some stuff over the last couple of weeks, and we needed to have some family time.
Yep.
And it was great to be able to have that flexibility in our travel schedule to catch up and just spend the day with Bill and Rachel at their house. And of course the dogs,
Yeah.
Abby and Clyde, of course, were integral parts of that day as well.
And Sterling made new friends.
Sterling made new friends again. Yes. Yeah. Abby is now smitten with him as she is with both of us.
He's now a member of the pack.
Indeed, he is.
Yeah.
All right, Alicia, we have a couple discussion points here to wrap us up. Let's just talk about our stateroom. Now, let's compare the room that we had against a family veranda. So you have, and we'll do concierge for both of them. We've done concierge family. We've done this forward-facing concierge. So the whole concierge aspect of it is same. Would you rather have an open-air veranda, or would you rather have a forward-facing ocean view room like we had?
Oh, man. I liked the forward facing because it was a much larger room.
Yeah.
The view, you cannot beat that view.
No.
Yeah, it's not a veranda, but you just can't beat it. It's gorgeous. Those windows, and they're angled, and you can actually sit on the sill if you want to. Mm-hmm. I was thinking to myself, it's like they should put like pillows down there or something.
Yes, absolutely.
A veranda is nice. But we can also get a veranda and not be concierge if we wanted to do that.
True, but again, let's just talk about these rooms,
the rooms themselves.
Really veranda versus forward-facing ocean view.
So even if it wasn't concierge and they still had those forward-facing rooms, I think I'd do that actually.
I can argue really hard on either direction. I agree with everything that you just said. I will say It's nice with a veranda because you basically have a separate closed off space.
Yeah.
Where if somebody wants to take a nap or somebody you want to get up and just spend some time in the morning, you can go out there and not really disturb the other person. You don't have that separate space aspect in the forward facing room. You have fresh air. Whereas I think the air conditioner in that forward facing room was having a little bit of a tough time keeping up with things if we had the windows open in the bright sun. But the view,
it's so nice. And we have been a lot more lately just hanging out in like the adult areas late at night and doing that type of stuff. We used to not really do that and just hang on the veranda and read.
True.
But we haven't been doing that the past, I'd say like 3 or 4 cruises.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, no, we did that a bunch in December. My parents and I did. You didn't like being on the back of the ship.
No, it was too
smoky on the Fantasy. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Man,
could go either way. This is just another option, I think.
Oh yeah.
And
could you imagine being in one of those forward-facing rooms in Alaska?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Can those ships do Alaska?
That's the problem. They're getting too big, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, Royal's taking these big ships into Alaska. Celebrity's taking their bigger ships into Alaska now. The Beyond is going to Alaska.
That's true. They're just not going to the areas where they can take the other ships. So.
They can't get into the tighter spots.
Yep.
And that is a thing. Anyhow.
Was there another discussion point?
There's another discussion point. We're going to stack rank the fleet.
Oh, okay.
We've now been on all 5 ships. We've revisited the Wish, which I think for both of us really impacted what we think about the Wish. I think the first time I went on the Wish, I was an experienced DCL cruiser who was expecting it to be, and I had heard all the stuff where it's not like the other ones, but I still had a certain level of expectation, and it just turned everything on its head and threw it out the window. And it took some adjusting to. And I'd say being on the Wish again, I like it way more because I'm appreciating it more for what it is and not missing what it's not compared to the other boats. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, for this, because we haven't been on the Magic for 15 years, we're going to have Magic and Wonder be one ship.
Okay.
Because we do not have any recent anything recent to base that off of. So it's just fair. Magic Wonder.
Okay. Wonder's top.
I agree.
I'm
going Wish second.
I'm fighting between Wish and Dream.
I'm going Wish second.
I think I still like the Dream second. I like where I still love that cove pool. It's easy to get to. It's in the middle of the ship.
That's something we haven't really checked out the adult deck pool area on the Wish because we've been in concierge both times.
Yeah.
So
we bougie.
So we can't. I don't know. I don't like the adult area from what I've seen on the Wish.
No, I don't either.
So I don't know.
I'm going Dream second. And then Wish. You're going Wish second and then Dream?
If we're in concierge, yes. If we're not in concierge, I'd flip it.
Okay. All right.
Because that lounge.
Oh, the concierge lounge on the Wish is next level.
Yeah.
All right. And then Fantasy. Man, Fantasy, I will say, was my number 2 ship going in before this. Like, if we had this conversation 10 days ago, it was Wonder, Fantasy, and then like Magic, and then probably Dream, and then Wish at the bottom.
Yeah.
Everything has been jumbled.
Yep.
Wonder's still at the top, though. It's the best boat. It's just flat out the best boat.
We love it.
Yep. All right. Well, with all of that, you guys should go take a cruise too. We're not affiliated with Disney or their subsidiaries, but these are our personal opinions and suggestions, and they're based on our own experiences. We recommend working with a travel agent or contacting Disney directly to plan your perfect vacation.
If you have any questions or suggestions, or if you'd like to be interviewed on our show to share your Disney experiences, please send an email to podcast@ourmousecapades.com.
Please give us a follow on social media. You can find us pretty much everywhere at Our Mousecapades. And then go ahead and give us a rating and review in your podcast app. That really helps people find us.
Thank you for listening. We'll be in your ears next week.
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.